Wow, a draft night stunner. Howie Roseman has done it again. You're watching Philadelphia Eagles Now by Chat Sports. I am your host, Chase Sr. Arguably the biggest splash made on draft night doesn't have to do with any of the selections that have been made so far by any of the teams, including Philadelphia, taking Georgia defensive tackle Jordan Davis with pick number 13 after they had traded up, because they have made yet another trade, trading for wide receiver A.J. Brown of the Tennessee Titans. There were some rumors for a long time about Philadelphia's reported interest in A.J. Brown. We've seen some of the workouts between he and Jalen Hurts. He has been disgruntled and unhappy with his situation in Tennessee. He doesn't have to worry about that any longer. And now he's actually teammates, not just workout partners, with Jalen Hurts. A.J. Brown on his way to Philadelphia to team up with Davante Smith. And now you're looking at a Philadelphia Eagles offense that has a very good complementary cast around their young quarterback in Jalen Hurts. Here are the trade details. Eagles get one of the most dynamic wide receivers in the National Football League in A.J. Brown. The Tennessee Titans receive the Eagles' first-round pick at 18th overall, so the Eagles basically trade away a first-round pick for A.J. Brown and an additional third-round pick, which is 101st overall. There's so much to get to, so much to unpack and react to following this trade, but first, Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love. You have to be feeling yourselves because you land A.J. Brown. The Sixers dominate the Toronto Raptors to advance to the second round of the NBA playoffs, and you make this move on draft night. Wow. Before we get to everything else, let me hear from you. Who won this trade? It has to be Philadelphia, right? Fly, Eagles, fly, if that's the case. And if you're with me, I want all of you watching right now to get into the comment section and type PHI, because there's no question the Birds won this deal. And upon completing the trade, A.J. Brown has agreed to a new contract with Philadelphia. According to Ian Rappaport of NFL Network, after the trade was made complete, he is now getting a 4-year contract extension worth $100 million, $57 million guaranteed. So from an average annual value basis, it makes him one of the highest paid wide receivers in the NFL. Now, I went to Temple University. I grew up in Westchester. I am terrible at math, so I'm going to do the quick math on my calculator here. 100 divided by 4 is $25 million per year. So with that, let's take a look at the top 5 highest paid wide receivers in the NFL. Producer Marshall Green, as we react to this in the moments after the trade, is going to pull up that graphic, because A.J. Brown now immediately becomes one of the highest paid wide receivers in the National Football League after signing that contract extension. On the other end, we're going to take a look at the numbers, what this means for Jalen Hurts, because obviously this has massive implications for the Eagles offense, for Jalen Hurts across the NFC East, but also across the National Football League. A.J. Brown legitimately is one of the best wide receivers in the game. His numbers last year with Ryan Tannehill, a borderline mediocre quarterback, were very good. Some injury concerns with Brown, but he's a vertical threat. When you get the ball in his hands, he can certainly pick up yards after the catch. He's dynamic in a variety of ways. 63 catches last year for nearly 900 yards, average yards per catch at nearly 14, 5 touchdowns as well. And if Marshall, we can take a look at those top 5 highest paid wide receivers. We'll take a look at that graphic here momentarily. But according to Diana Rossini, as we continue to react to this, Brown wanted a massive contract extension from the Titans with a year left on his deal as he was entering the final year of his rookie contract, just like Deebo Samuel and Terry McLaurin. He didn't receive it. He didn't attend voluntary workouts, stopped communicating with the team. He, unlike Deebo Samuel, did not make his trade request public, but the Titans made an offer. It wasn't enough for A.J. Brown. Now he is a Philadelphia Eagle. So get into the comment section and just let me know what you think of this acquisition for the Eagles. This came after they traded up for Jordan Davis at pick number 13 overall. They get their future defensive tackle in Davis, who at 6'6", 6'7", ran a 4.7 plus 40-yard dash at the NFL Scouting Combine. And he's going to be a good complementary piece next to Fletcher Cox as well as Javon Hargrave. He's a part of the future just as much as A.J. Brown is a part of this future. for the Eagles moving forward. We take a look at the highest paid wide receivers per year. Now it's A.J. Brown, fourth on this list behind Tyreek Hill, Davante Adams, DeAndre Hopkins, ahead of Stephon Diggs, $24 million in average annual value, and $20+ million for DJ Moore. Philly, I know how you're feeling. You're jacked up. You're pumped up. This might be the Eagles' best wide receiver since Terrell Owens, and you put him opposite of Devontae Smith with Miles Sanders and Dallas Goedert with a really good, stout offensive line. This Eagles team, they have to be taken seriously, and Jalen Hurts has no excuses to not make a jump here in 2022. Give me your one-word reaction to this trade. Shocker, incredible, amazing. Let me know in the comments. While you're down there, hit that red subscribe button. For Jalen Hurts, this is massive. He has an opportunity to showcase his skill set as a runner and as a thrower. He has an opportunity to prove that he can be a franchise pillar for the Eagles. Completed 61% of his passes last year. That number certainly has to get better because he has to become more consistent as a thrower. He threw for 3,100 plus yards, only 16 touchdowns to 9 interceptions, but that doesn't indicate what he was able to do on the ground game. Hurts, I look at him a little bit like Lamar Jackson. He brings that dual threat nature to the offense, and because of that, the Eagles offense can be unpredictable. And now he can be a better thrower with the combination of Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert, and A.J. Brown in Nick Sirianni's offense. Fly, Eagles, fly. You have to be so really ecstatic about this move. Make sure you subscribe to the channel as we approach 28,000 subs. Thomas Mott, host of Philadelphia Eagles Now, will be doing a Night 1 draft recap. So if you're seeing me and you're like, Chase, you broke down the Jordan Davis selection, now you're talking about A.J. Brown. I'm at the Chat Sports Studios. We're able to get these videos out as soon as possible. But whether it's me or Thomas Mott, we're bringing you Eagles videos every single day. That's why you have to subscribe to the channel. We as a company are getting closer and closer at Chat Sports to reaching 1 million subscribers all across the board. Help us reach that milestone. I went to Temple, as I talked about, grew up in Philly, love talking about the Birds. Make sure you support the channel. Now, A.J. Brown just got paid, $100 million deal. Deebo Samuel has not gotten the bag, nor has Terry McLaurin. They might be next for San Francisco as well as Washington, and the career numbers are very, very close between all of these guys. A.J. Brown and McLaurin, they're more pass-catching options. Deebo Samuel, a versatile threat as a wide receiver and a running back. But the point here being, now that A.J. Brown has further added to the explosion in the wide receiver market, there is a trail for Deebo and Terry McLaurin to also get paid massive contracts by their respective teams or maybe by other teams if they don't re-sign with their respective organizations right now or if a Deebo Samuel trade does come to fruition. Last year, Deebo and McLaurin put up better numbers, but can you make the argument that Jimmy Garoppolo and maybe even Taylor Heineke combined with Ryan Fitzpatrick might be better than Ryan Tannehill? Maybe. It might be a stretch, but A.J. Brown is elusive. He's dynamic. He's a physical weapon. He's one of one. He will remind a lot of you of Terrell Owens back in the day. I was actually at Lincoln Financial Field for T.O.'s debut in an Eagles uniform against the New York Giants on their way to Super Bowl 39. The feeling at the stadium that day really was special, and now the feeling among the fan base. Special once again with the trade acquisition of A.J. Brown. The final trade details here. Eagles trade away 18th overall and a third-round pick at 101 to get one of the better wide receivers in the game. Awesome stuff for Howie Roseman to pull this move off, and we have you covered all throughout the NFL draft, breaking down all of the picks that the Eagles make. That's why you subscribe. Thanks so much for watching today's breaking news video.